Hello everyone, my name is Franco Pucci. I'm the technical consultant for the STS Association, and I've been involved in the prepayment industry for over 25 years. Welcome to the STS training video series, where we will explore all aspects of the STS and the STS standard. I hope you find these videos helpful. In this video, we will deal with companion specifications. What is a companion specifications? How are they developed? What is a working group? Those are the people that develop these specifications. What is the process for developing a companion specification? Are they ever included in the IEC 62055-41 or other international standards? I'll show you a list of the companion specifications that the STSA has currently published. A detailed explanation of the companion specifications is a subject of a second video series, so we are not going to cover any detailed explanations of these. So what is a companion specification? Essentially, you get two types of specifications. The international standards like IEC 62055-41, and then you get specifications that are developed which intend to be added to the international standards if necessary. So those are specifications developed by receiving input from the marketplace, requests from customers, requests from manufacturers or members of the association that want something added or different functionality specified. That's what a companion specification is. It's not yet part of the 62055-41, 51 and 52 specifications, and in fact it may not ever apply to those. So not all companion specifications will be eventually added to those. It may be included into the IEC specifications at a later date, if it suits the specification. Let's have a look at a list of the companion specifications currently published. There's quite a few of them. I've colored them green and orange. The green ones may one day become part of the international standards, and the orange ones probably won't become part of the international standards. But you can see here there's quite a few. Okay, the first one, physical layer mechanical and electrical interface for virtual token carriers. The second one, the physical layer protocol for two-way virtual token carriers for DLMS COSM. Generic classes, meter function objects, STS interface classes for the LMS COSM. The 201-2 and the 101-2 may well become part of the international standard at some point, or even somebody else's international standard, like the DLMS User Association. Then you get something like STS 202-4, which is already named as an addendum to IEC 62055-52. What this means is it probably will be added to 62055-52 pretty soon. And then you get Class 2 token extensions. This one was a direct result of a request by members to add added functionality to the token classes. 202-6 right through to the STS 600 series are additional requirements that we thought were necessary. For example, the 531-XX series. Those are all the certification specifications, all the CTS documents that are used to certify the product. There's no way those will ever be added to an international set of standards, but they are what the STS Association and the test houses use to certify your products. So how is a companion specification developed? Well, initially what happens is a new work item proposal is received from a member. This new work item proposal essentially asks the question, can you do this for me? We'll have a look at it in a minute. That new work item proposal must be approved by the STS board for Working Group 8 to look at. Working Group 8 convenes to discuss the proposal and make recommendations. If the recommendations are approved by the STS Association, then Working Group 8 formalizes the specification. And that is quite a long process because there's obviously technicalities to work through, make sure that all the use cases are covered, etc., etc. Specification is then sent to Working Group 8 for comment after it's come back from any comments received in the field. It is then published to the membership for vote as a committee draft for vote. That's what CDV stands for. If approved by vote, then the specification is published. Okay. What is a working group? Well, a working group is a group of technical experts. Any member may join a working group. Sometimes we may even call experts in that are not members because we don't have the required expertise. The working group is convened by a convener periodically, depending on the workload and depending on how many projects they've got. And they discuss all aspects of the new work item proposal. They then generate recommendations for the STS Association, and they generate and finalize the specification, and if approved, they recommend publication. Now, anybody can join a working group. If you want to join one of the working groups of the STS Association, please send us an email and we will certainly include you in. What is the process? Number one, evaluate the NWIP. Recommend continuation or abandonment of the NWIP. Sometimes we may find that it's just not in our best interest to carry on with this new work item proposal because it technically doesn't make sense, or it's not part of the STS, shall I say, the STS involvement in the marketplace, in which case we don't even carry on with it. Then develop the specification to a state we want it in, publish the committee draft to the board of the STSA and the working group. That committee draft gets looked at, they vote on the committee draft, and if they approve it, then a committee draft for vote is generated. That CDV is then published to the entire membership of the STS Association. Once we receive the votes back, usually we give a month for voting. If the vote is positive, it can then get published as a final specification, but it still remains a companion specification. Later on, we may decide that IEC documents need updating, in which case we will do that. We may decide to add a few videos to specifically discuss some of the companion specifications since they weren't discussed today, depending on feedback received from the training video series. Please let us know. Now let's have a look at what a new work item proposal looks like. Okay, now you can see what a new work item proposal looks like. It has a number. It's a new work item proposal. It is a standard document from the STS Association. It has the name of the proposer, the title, what the title is of your request, the date that it was sent through, date of circulation to the members of the association when it went out, the response date required, the working group assigned to the task, and then the proposed time frame. This is obviously not a real one, but then you can put in if you want it to take you 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or a year to have a look at it. Then you can add the scope of work. Scope of work says essentially what is the problem statement and what would you like to do about it. Then the members are requested to respond to the following question. Are you in favor for this NWIP to be developed into a standard? And you can respond on a voting form that is sent with it. Those would be the working group members, and then once you get that response, then the work item proposal either goes through or does not. This brings us to the end of this video part. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope to see you again in future videos. Goodbye.